Hey everyone, Robert Ferringo of Doc Sports here with your Arizona Cardinals season win totals, picks, and predictions video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to the Doc Sports YouTube channel where you will get free picks daily delivered straight to you from some of the top sports handicapping minds in the industry. Also, down below, be sure to mash on that free 60 link. That's right, that is $60 free to be used at Doc Sports for any handicapper in any sports and any package that you want. And I know what you're thinking, and the answer is yes. That $60 can be applied to the early bird special price on a full season football package. Now, that early bird price is already one of the best deals in the industry. Okay, but you can get another $60 off of that, which I believe is $749, $750, something like that. So you're talking under $700, and that will get you every single pick. For instance, if you use it for my package, every single pick from August, we're only 2 weeks away from the Hall of Fame game, people, through February in the Super Bowl. So it's a fantastic deal. Yeah, that pretty much covers that. All right, so I am going down the list of my NFL power rankings. Instead of doing one article ranking all of them, I've done 32 NFL team previews and will be doing 32 corresponding videos. Some of them will be just me like this. Some of them I have brought in, enlisted the help of some team-specific experts that will help me with these videos, but we will be counting these down to the number one team in my NFL power rankings. Now, someone has to be dead last in these rankings, right? Someone has to be the worst team in the league, and it's the Arizona Cardinals. Now, this isn't just my opinion. My opinion is not formed because of the general consensus, but the general consensus is that Arizona is the worst team in the league. They have the lowest season win total at 4.5 games, and also there are some sports books where you can actually bet. They have a prop bet on which team will have the worst record in the league, and Arizona is the favorite there as well. Okay, how did we get here with the Arizona Cardinals? It was just 3 years ago that they were on the come, right? Cliff Kingsbury, sharp young mind from college football. Kyler Murray, exciting new quarterback. They just traded for DeAndre Hopkins to give their passing game a boost. Things were looking good. They went kind of mediocre 8-8 in 2020, kind of underachieved there. But that was a COVID year. You kind of throw that out, right? And then they went all in to make their Super Bowl push in 2021. They had one of the best rosters, one of the most experienced and veteran rosters, and one of the most expensive rosters in the NFL in 2021. They pushed all their chips into the middle of the table, and everything started beautifully. They were 10-2. They were crushing it against the spread in 2021. And then the wheels came off. Cliff Kingsbury was exposed as the loser that he kind of always has been. The defense fell apart. They had some injury issues. It just didn't work. They ended up just making the playoffs as a wild card. They got crushed by the Rams. And they have gone 5-18 straight up since then. And here they are. Now just a few years later, 2 years later, they're in full-blown rebuilding mode. Now, does that mean they're going to be in full-blown tank mode? We'll see. I think when they released DeAndre Hopkins outright earlier in the offseason, that was pretty much a red flag that they're waving the white flag on the season, that they are not even going to try and be competitive. They didn't even try and trade him to get anything for him. You know, Kyler Murray is coming back from an ACL injury. We're not even sure if he's going to be there to start the season. If he comes back, we don't even know what Arizona is going to do with that because they're caught in this weird in between with Kyler Murray, right? They have a new coach. They have a new general manager. They are not married to Kyler Murray, although his contract makes it difficult for him to be unloaded. He's coming back from injury, not his first. So what does Arizona do? Do they bring him back slowly, trot out Colt McCoy, who will probably last about 3 quarters before he breaks because he's made of glass, and then they go with whoever David Blau type of guy that they scrape off the street and plug in there and kind of rest Murray. At the same time, they kind of want to play him so they can maybe build a trade market for Kyler Murray. There are some teams, you look at Tampa Bay. What if Tua doesn't work out in Miami? What if he has, 4 more concussions this year and it's just wiped out? That's a potential landing spot. So they kind of want to feature Murray, but to build his trade value. But also they don't want to do too well because they're in full-blown tank mode. So they're stuck in this weird in-between. But knowing what I know about Kyler Murray, he's not going to be in a rush to come back. He's not going to be very good when he does come back. They have a dearth of weapons. They have a bad defense. It's just a bad roster. I don't really want to waste a ton of time with it. So, which brings us to, we know Arizona's bad. Okay, we've established that they are bad. How bad is bad? All right, we got to put this in context with the rest of the league. So over the last 21 years, there have been 45 teams in the NFL that have won 3 or fewer games. All right, that's an average of 2 teams a year that go, 1-15, 3-13. We've had a couple 0-16s in the last 20 years. So the worst of the worst usually win fewer than 4 games. Remember, that number set at 4.5. Now, over that same period, over the last 21 years, there are 98 teams in the NFL that have won 4 or fewer games. That means that there is an average of 4.7 teams per season over the last 2 decades that have won 4 or fewer games. So I know you're looking at this number with Arizona being like 4.5, that's awful low. They're really bad, but they could accidentally win 5 games, right? On top of that, I say over the last 21 years, but only 2 of those years have we had the current 17-game format. Okay, so over 20 years from now, when I'm looking back at the same data over 2 decades, those numbers aren't going to match because there's that extra 17th game. But don't be fooled by that. All right, history tells us that the worst teams in the league are really, really bad. And when I look at this Arizona team, I see maybe a 3-win team. I don't think 3-14 is out of the question. The 2 worst teams last year, Chicago and Houston, they both went 3-14. This team looks more like a Chicago-Houston than it does a team that's going to jump up and win 5 games all of a sudden. So my call on Arizona is they are the worst team in the league. I like them to win fewer than 4.5 games. It is one of my favorite futures bets. As a matter of fact, I will be betting money on this. You'll have to wait and see. I'm still a few weeks away from releasing my NFL futures card. I'll give more stats on that down the road, but basically that's just been easy money, pure domination. But this is one that I like. Take Arizona under 4.5 wins. That's it for today. Carpe diem and good luck.